Brie Larson is currently one of the most hated actresses in Hollywood. Even though what she said and did happened a while ago, the bad taste that it gave a lot of people lingered on and can be felt in her current public perception. In this video, I'll be outlining just what she did to warrant the hate and how I think she can save her career. This all seemingly began on July 2018 at the Women in Film Crystal and Lucy Awards. Brie Larson was honored that night, and in her speech decided to advocate for diversity among critics when it comes to gender and color. In her speech, she stated that according to research done by the USC Annenberg Inclusion Initiative, the majority of film critics are white males, 67% as a matter of fact, while only 2.5% are females of color. Basically, she said that in order for films made with a specific demographic in mind to receive fair criticism, they need to diversify film critics to include more of the minority groups. For an example, she used the then recently released fantasy kids film A Wrinkle in Time. She called it a love letter to women of color and said that it only got mostly negative reviews because of the majority older white males demographic that it wasn't made for. She went on to add, and I quote, "I do not need a 70-year-old white dude to tell me what didn't work for him about A Wrinkle in Time. It wasn't made for him." End quote. Surely, some films are made with a certain demographic in mind, but that has nothing to do with whether or not they're good films. Every movie deserves to be evaluated objectively. No matter who it was made for, if the movie's good, it deserves to get good reviews. Whether the film is good or not doesn't require you to be of a certain age, gender, or skin tone to see. Just your opinion is based on the aspects shown on screen. The reason why A Wrinkle in Time got a mostly negative reception isn't because it wasn't made for old white critics. It's because it sucks. The movie's cliche and filled with weirdly used, overblown CGI. Brie Larson telling critics that a movie wasn't made for them, specifically because of their skin color, isn't supporting equality or diversity. It's just plain old discrimination. Needless to say, this rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, and thus started the Brie Larson hate train. The train would make its next stop for fuel in 2019 when Brie Larson starred in Captain Marvel. There was a huge controversy before the film even came out. A lot of people were complaining that the film focused too much on pushing a feminist agenda in its marketing and that Brie Larson's acting seemed bland in the trailers. These assumptions proved to be true when the film came out, as Captain Marvel turned out to be a cliche-ridden, visually bland, and easily disposable film. The biggest target of criticism was Brie Larson's bland performance in the title role. She was clearly trying too hard to come off as a serious, no-nonsense hero, but only succeeded in delivering one of the worst, if not the worst, MCU performance ever. There have been other MCU performances that were criticized for being bland, but Brie got it the worst because, number one, those movies weren't as bad as Captain Marvel, and number two, those movies didn't make $1 billion. It also didn't help that Marvel heavily marketed Captain Marvel as the savior of the MCU, the all-powerful secret weapon that the Avengers needed to stop Thanos. So in a nutshell, Brie Larson did such a distasteful job in a crappy, overhyped film that it made a huge amount of people dislike her in real life, or at least as an actress. The third big reason why Brie Larson is hated is because of how she presents herself in interviews. Not all of her interviews, just one in particular that she did with the Avengers cast members to promote Avengers Endgame. The actors that were with her were Don Cheadle and Chris Hemsworth, both of whom looked pretty uncomfortable during the whole ordeal.
So I was figuring out this character, but very much in the dark, because there was no script to read. There wasn't even, it wasn't all fleshed out yet with the Captain Marvel solo film either. So it was just kind of finding our way, but it was a good group of people to figure it out with, right guys?
Yeah.
Wasn't it fun being there for all my extra takes?
Trained you up. Don, what was it like when somebody new comes in? Is there like initiation? Is there a like, are you just you're accepting? You're like, oh.
No. There was definitely a hazing period.
I think I'm still in it.
She's still in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. and it's good because we actually get to kind of play with that. We do anyway, for sure, in the scene itself when she kind of shows up. So
I did all my stunts.
I did my stunts because I thought that's what everyone did. And then
Tom Cruise over here.
No, I want to be the first me, not the next Tom Cruise. Thank you very much.
Well, I mean, he does his own stunts. No, we all do stunts.
Yeah.
There's no competition for me because I'm the strongest, so it's just kind of like a different.
Oh, yeah, you should let her think that, but yeah.
It's not. As I've said before, it's not. It's just a fact. It's not a personal opinion.
No,
and it's not a reflection on what you can't do, but it is also kind of a reflection on all that you can do.
You're just not that strong. But she's really smart, and But should we have?
That's sweet.
I'm still stronger than you, though.
You're not though.
I'm not sure if she meant to, but she came off as pretty stuck up and entitled, just because she's playing an unjustifiably overpowered character. So, those are the three main reasons why Brie Larson is hated. Now you're probably wondering why I think Brie's career needs saving. A lot of celebs get hate and they're doing just fine. Well, that's because I believe the sheer amount of hate that she's received over the past 3 years has in a really weird way eclipsed more than 90% of her filmography and accomplishments. I've watched Kong Skull Island multiple times, but for some reason when I watched it again this year, I was surprised to see Brie Larson. Even though she was the second main character, I'd forgotten her role in the film entirely. I doubt a lot of people remember her breakout role in the 2013 indie drama Short Term 12. Both the film and her performance were among the most critically acclaimed of that year. But by far the greatest sign that immense ridicule has put Brie's career in jeopardy is the lack of remembrance of her 2015 film Room. It was one of the most highly praised films of that year. Plus, Larson won an Academy Award and Golden Globe Award for her lead performance. Somehow, despite all this, the movie feels lost in time. It's never brought up in discussion, and the usual response to "Did you know Brie Larson won a Golden Globe and Academy Award?" is a look of surprise, because as far as a lot of people are concerned, the only notable things she's ever done is Scott Pilgrim and the MCU. Trust me when I say that this hate train isn't going away anytime soon. The only way Brie Larson can save her career at this point is to shut up, stop making cringy YouTube videos, find a good movie, and deliver the best performance of her career to prove that she's still capable of being a good actress. Because this hate train's gonna follow her no matter where she goes or what she does next, MCU or not. In conclusion, I don't hate Brie Larson. For sure, I don't agree with her past sentiments, but I do want her to learn from constructive criticism and be able to surpass the hatred and continue to a successful career. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to know when I upload next. This has been Andre Darius, and I'll see you all next time. God bless.